Okay, so now we go cooking with Malai. Malai, the chef is gonna have a little bit sip of the wine first. So today we're going to cook the Thai green chicken curry. So I send you on the recipe. The main ingredients, everyone got their chicken? Yeah? So you can have chicken, beef, pork, whatever meat that you like, but for myself with the chicken it's very good. I normally go for the chicken thigh because sometimes I find chicken breast is very dry and thigh is like got some moist, so it's good. And it's like potatoes, 1 potatoes, and we're gonna have half of red and green peppers. If you don't have red and green pepper, you have yellow peppers, that's fine. And some aubergine, and very important, Thai green curry. As in for my ingredient, met ploy is very, very good. So they have like everything. I'm always using this one. And I mean, like if you buy for 1 tub from any supermarket, lasts forever. So after you use, you can put it back in the fridge. Yeah, and then very important, Thai sweet basil. So if you cannot get Thai sweet basil is the very strong sense of sort of fragrance. So it's really, really good. Like we put it toward the end. You can use like a normal basil, but it's not as strong, not as nice. So if you want like perfect taste. And then if you don't have it, you can use coriander instead as well. And I forgot to take it out. We need lemongrass. And we need some galanga, lime leaf. I mean, I get this. I put frozen for the lime leaf. So you can go to any Oriental supermarket. You can get from the frozen side. I mean, 1 pack, about 1 pound, and you use forever. We just need like a few leaves for this. And we need galanga. If you have galanga, you see the tip as well. Like if you buy a lot of lemongrass, if you don't use it all, what I do, I chop it up and put it in the frozen, put in the freezer. And then when you want to use it, you take it out. You can just use them. Yeah, that's to keep it fresh. And then you need some salt, sugar, which you normally use anyway. So we're going to start. I'm not sure if you already prep or have you already prepped already, or have you cut? Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you. Everyone can see? Go. Perfect. So we're going to chop up on the vegetables. So I will, we need like a large saucepan or a wok to cook. So I put that one there. So we're going to cut the meat. This is one of the shelf knives. Got that. And so here we go. Just gonna quickly chop the meat. Depending on the quantity that you're going to cook for. I will use like 2 cans of coconut milk. That's another ingredient. So if you wanted to cook just for tonight, you can just use 1, but I'm gonna cook when I cook lots. And bamboo shoots as well. And some frozen pea we can go and get later. So I'm going to cut the meat. So you can see that, the way that I cut. So when you cut, you normally slide like sort of that way. So make sure that the meat that's chopped up. So if you can chop up, cut the meat. Yeah. So here we go. Just quickly cut like that. So I mean, if you prefer chicken breast, you can use the chicken breast as well. So I use about 400, is that 450 grams, this one. Yeah, I'm gonna use them all. So if you want less meat, you can have more vegetables. For example, you can have, instead of one, if you want less meat, you can have 2 potatoes and have more vegetable. But if you want more meat, you have more meat and less vegetables. Yeah. So whatever your preference really, because everyone have their own preference, not the same. So I'm just gonna show you like sort of a basic how I cook mine. Just cut that. So I would expect, John, after we finish cooking this, I expect you to cook, okay? And then send us some photos.
Of course, of course.
So there we go. I mean, if anyone got the rice cooker for green curry, go very well with Thai jasmine rice or which is basmati rice. So I got rice cooker, and or you can have with the noodles as well, with the rice noodle. I already cooked plenty of rice noodle. I'm going to have mine with rice noodle tonight. Go. How everyone cooking, how everyone cutting their meat. So don't need to cut it chunks, so just like the way that you slide, just like slide. That way the sauce will go very well with that.
Mark, have you got your KP working on this? You got a kitchen porter, you know, your sous chef.
Okay. I've done my I got my chicken done, so I just put it back in there on ready. So how's everyone doing with the chicken? You all done? Perfect. And then the next one, we just depend on how I'm going to use one big potatoes. Most of if you go to the restaurant, they don't add potatoes on, but because I loved it, the boys loved it, and it's like a help bring the sort of help reduce the heat as well. So I'm going to just quickly peel and gonna add one. So now we got chicken ready. So now we have to get on the vegetable ready. Thai food need a lot of preparation. So make sure that you clean as it go along. You can see that my tips got a little water in the bowl. So we get some, I just put that ready in the, there. So the way that I cut the potatoes, cut it half. Yeah, enjoy. Cut it like that, half. And then I just slide it up again like that. Like that, see? I'm just gonna put that in the bowl of water. Sometimes I use 2. Depend on how much today. I'm just gonna use 1. And small courgette, I use 1 courgette. Again, just chop that up. So just chop about half like that, and then just do it half again like that. So Thai green curry, normally we use like the, if you're in Thailand, we use the Thai aubergine because we cannot get Thai aubergine over here. It's very expensive in the Thai supermarket. So I use the courgette alternatively. So, Sarah, are you ready to chop everything up? some people already prep.
Yes, I did most of my prep. I have been
You already
cutting up a tiny little baby
Yeah.
courgette that was about that, hang on, about that big, which was grown in the garden.
Perfect.
The trouble is, I've gone and cut my courgettes like that because that was how they were in the picture. I forgot that you do them like this.
No,
Yes.
this.
So never mind, mine will be like this.
So normally I put in a big plate like that, and then I just put my vegetable that I prepare on the side. And then next one is the peppers. I mean, for peppers, you can maybe just use half. Don't need to use the full one if you want. I'll do half. This is the way that I cut. Okay. There, like that. Lisa, how you doing? Busy cooking? Busy chopping? So here we go. That's the way I cut. I just slice like that. Normally you can just use the green, but I like a little bit of color, colorful. That's why I use red as well. There, already. And then because it's small, and then one small pepper. Okay. So basically preparation, as I say, is takes long, but when it's cooked, doesn't take that long at all.
Malai, this green curry paste smells lovely.
Yes, I love it. The thing is, Thai green curry in the paste, they got everything. I mean, if you have like what you call the thing that's bang bang, the post, what do you say, mortal? I never say that word. And I can show you how
mortar.
Yeah, that's it. But you know, it's everything in there. Like when I go to Thailand, I'll make it my own because we have organic fruit and veg there. So now we need to prep the green pea. I got green pea. Probably it's about 100 grams of green pea. I put it by the size. It's about that much, or less if you want. Again, that one is just pretend that is the Thai aubergine. If you don't want any of those vegetables, if you don't like any, you can just miss it out. Leave the one that you like. So we got this vegetable, everything prep. And then lemongrass. Basically lemongrass and lime leaves and all that, they already ate the Thai green curry, but we're just going to bring extra flavor. So I use like 2 stalks of lemongrass, 2 or 3. I love lemongrass because I love the smell of it. There we go. So the way that I cut, there we go. Just cut like big stalk because we're not going to eat them, just to bring the flavor. Okay. Like that. Yeah. And then lime leaves. Take that out. So I put some lime leaves. I have about 7, 8 lime leaves in there. Or if you have a few, you can have less. So I put like that. Put it by the size. And then just open up the coconut. Let me put this back in the freezer before it's frozen. So I'm going to use the more coconut cream is more thicker. So I'm going to open now the coconut cream.
What's the best one to use, Malai?
The best, as on the recipe, is chow got. I get this from Sainsbury's. It's really lovely and creamy. So I'm going to use 2. Okay, so basically just get everything prepped and ready. I mean, if you have fresh galanga, you get galanga, Thai galanga ready as well. I got mine in the freezer somewhere. Yeah. I'm going to use 2 because once we get it cooked and then it will get like sort of simmer. And I love this bamboo shoot. Again, you can get from Sainsbury's. Go very well. If you don't like it, again, you can leave it out. But this is one of my favorite with the curry.
Malai, I've gone and got a really big tin.
Yeah.
So what can I use the other half for?
Sarah, I mean, if you cook a lot, you can put all of it in.
Yeah, put it on.
Oh, all right.
That's the thin, because you can have the big or small thin slice. You can just, it's
This
really
is sliced,
lovely.
yes. Little,
Yeah, that's yeah.
little thin
You
slices.
can have, okay, yeah. You can use them all. Really, really good.
Oh, okay.
And then the sweet basil we can prep it later. So how's everyone get on with chopping up with everything? Lisa, perfect. Yeah, cool. Okay, so now we're going to start. We need some, we need to heat up. Can you see the pot? All right, yeah. So today we need to put high heat on the pot and pan. So everyone ready? Get the pan out or the wok. I'll use the pot because of I can use the lid on and then it's cooked better because I'm gonna cook quite a few. And then we can use the get the sunflower oil or the vegetable oils out. I just wait until it gets heat up. And we're going to fry the paste, and then we're going to fry the chicken on the paste, and then we're going to add coconut cream, and then add some fish sauce, some soy sauce, lime leaves. Let me fry galanga. I just let this heat up a little bit, yeah? So once the pot and pan really heat up, just maybe put 1 big spoon or 1 tiny spoon of the oil. You see that? So basically we're going to fry the paste. Yeah, one spoon of sunflower oil, put it in the pot. We're going to fry the paste and the chicken. Okay. So depend on how spicy. If you like spicy, you add more paste. But I will start. I think everyone can eat a little bit spicy, so now I can hear the bubbly now. So my one I'm going to use with a 402 big spoon. 2 big spoon of Thai green curry.
Is that a tablespoon?
Big spoon. Is that table? Yeah, tablespoon. Just quickly fry it. You can see that it's bubbly. Yeah, so when it's a little bit brown, I add the chicken, to fry the chicken in the paste. Hey, Andy!
Hello.
Andy, you're cooking with us.
I'm really sorry. I actually have a problem with the sink at the place. So I'm just going to be watching if you don't mind.
No problem.
How are you guys? You all right?
Yeah, we're fine. I'll just do the demo. So we all cook together. Here we go. You can see that lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me get down. Just go.
So here we go. So you can add tiny bit of water in the paste. Add tiny, so it's not burn and thick. Okay, and then I will add lemongrass and galanga in there. So we absorb on the flavor. You can add before or after, and this point I add after. And then in this point, I'm going to add the coconut cream. Woo! So I add 2. You see, if I add 1, it's a little bit too thick. So the best bit for Thai green curry is the sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like sort of thick. It's supposed to have served with sauce. So as you can see, the coconut they have in the coconut can, they have the a few coconut there. I just use the hot boil water, rinse it, and then put it in the pan, the pot. And then just add potatoes. Because potatoes take longer to cook than the other vegetables. So I add potato in there. So how's everyone doing? Okay. Bless me. In this point, you probably will get sneeze. I will put a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. One teaspoon of salt over, or tiny bit more. And we'll add a little bit of sugar. So I add 1 teaspoon of sugar. So salt and sugar is help reduce, as you say, I mentioned some of them before, that when you go to a Chinese restaurant or Thai restaurant, they normally put a lot of MSG, sorry, the monosodium glutamate that makes the food taste nice, but with Malay cooking, I don't like those, very bad for you. So that's why we add those in. And then we're going to add fish sauce. So I will put, for the time being, I will add about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. And then we can add later on. And at this point, the chicken should be, and then you just taste the sauce, you know, and if it's salty, put some more sugar in or put some more water in. Because we're going to add some more vegetables and everything else. And in this point, you can add more vegetables on. So basically, I add everything in the pot now. So you can see that my pot is beautiful now.
Making me hungry.
Amanda, come over. Honestly, Amanda, come over. We allow visitor now.
Really?
Yeah. Is that right, everyone? We allow. I like 2 from one household or something.
Can't keep up with the rules.
So here we go. You can see that my pot is absolutely, it's just perfect.
Is that everything in now, Malai?
Yes, and then if you have bamboo shoot, add bamboo shoot in. Yep, everything.
Including the Thai basil?
No, Thai basil is the end.
Okay, thank you.
For garnish. Thai basil and coriander at the end. So here we go. So I add everything in. So I'm just like taste the sauce. So basically at this point, you just taste the sauce and just close the lid. If you want a little bit more sugar, you can add more sugar in. If you want to add more fish sauce, you can add more fish sauce in. Yeah, my one it seems to be. I will add more fish sauce in because when you put on the vegetable in, they will absorb on the sauce. And if you want to a little bit more spicy, you can add some more green curry paste in. My one is just about right. I will add a little bit more sauce because we like spicy. Let's put more sauce in. Okay, how everyone doing? I can see everyone busy cooking. Love it. How the sauce? You have a little bit taste of the sauce. On okay? Perfect.
If it was the red curry, would it be done exactly the same?
Yes, the red curry be similar. But the red curry, you need to put less sauce, less paste in because red curry is more spicy.
Okay. Do that one.
So now I just leave it bubbly. It should be really, so just if you got the lid, put the lid over and then just make sure that potatoes cook. And then during that point, you can have a glass of wine. You can tidy up a little bit. So make sure the chicken is not in the choke, in the bone. The chef has to tidy up as go along. So
Where's Chris? She said she was coming on here.
oh,
Chris.
I know, yeah, Chris, what happened to Densley?
Well, I think there's got a little thing going on between Densley and Chris at the moment.
Huh? Oh, okay. That is
They're very busy communicating, aren't they, about every political thing that's going.
I'm not involved with political. We can discuss that in another group. Yeah, I know. I'm not involved with political. Everyone have their different opinion. So while we wait for the, just get a little bowl out and then just get this Thai sweet basil out and soak that in the water. Okay. Smell absolutely. Oh, I love this. Make me miss Thailand so much when I smell this. Let me tell you. I miss. Cannot wait.
Over Christmas.
This COVID-19 stopped me from going everywhere. Not fair. Right. So here we go. It's about, you see, I soaked that in the water. We're gonna put before we serve toward the end, and you will see, you will like sort of smell the difference. I'll put the fish sauce bubbly. You can turn the heat to like low heat, yeah. So you can see that bubbly. So I will put like coriander or Thai sweet basil in those. I put that one on. I want to make sure that everyone sent me the photo after this. I want to see in action photo. If you all want to cook regularly with me, if you just inbox me, send me your WhatsApp, and then I'll share you with the photo and footage of our cooking later. You can see that it looks beautiful, properly.
Have your courgettes gone in yet, Malai?
Yes, everything's gone in now.
Oh, so the red and the green peppers too?
Yeah.
Oh, golly. I'm slacking here.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't take long. Doesn't take long to cook. So I can put my pot like that. See, my kitchen is nice and clean. That's what I like.
A couple of tigers or changs while.
Yeah, you had Chang beer. You say sorry.
Chang.
Oh, nice. Singer beer. Singer beer is nice as well. So I'm just gonna have a little taste. My sauce is perfect. For those that not cooking, anyone would like some takeaway? Come over to Malai.
Are you doing any deliveries, Malai?
Yes, just tell me the address. I had a little wagon. I can just straight in at competitive.
Competitive prices.
Competitive price, yeah. Okay, Juliet, how are you
Whereabouts
doing?
are you, Malai?
I'm very close to Maxine. I'm in St. John.
Oh, good. I'm in Purbright.
Oh, not far. Here we go. Come over.
That's where I know you from. I know you from the pub, don't I? From the Fox.
Oh, that's right. Hi, Maxie.
Yeah, I was thinking, I know him from somewhere. And I was thinking of F5 or Storage Tech. So I was thinking, I know him.
Right.
That's where it is. Yeah.
Yes,
Sorry,
I've walked through the doors of Storage Tech over my years as well. Yeah, so who knows?
Right. Is that toward West Byfleet? Is that right?
It was, yeah. It was next door to
right.
It was next door to McLaren's, wasn't it?
Yes. No,
Yeah,
not far at all. Oh, just let me see. Let me read. Somebody sent me some messages.
Sorry, I have to ask again. Have the peas gone in?
Yeah, the peas. Everything's gone in now, Sarah.
Oh, I am. You're so behind, aren't I?
Sarah, at this point, you should be expert now. How many times we cooking together?
I think I'm bloody useless, actually.
I have to come give you one-on-one lesson. So at this point, all my stuff is like bubbling. I'll show you my noodle that I prepped before.
But tell Sarah not to put the last two bits in.
I show you my rice cooker. Look, everyone. So if you love Thai food or any Indian food, anything else, I will get the rice cooker because it's cooked automatically. Just put the rice on, switch it on, and it's cooked for you within like less than 10 minutes. Fantastic. You get it Amazon. I didn't get any commission on that by you, but I mean, I cannot live without my rice cooker. So I have my rice noodle. Look, I cook for it. Thai green curry go very well. If you doesn't like rice noodle is very nice as well. I'm going to get that ready.
I cheated, Malai, and I bought a packet of Thai sticky rice.
Fabulous, fabulous. Oh my God, I ate so much yesterday. That's why I need to have lots of tennis. Any of you guys play tennis? Any of you guys play tennis? Mark, John? Oh, he's gone. How's your curry coming on, Juliet? Looks good. Yeah.
Malai, I'm cooking spring rolls from last week. So we're having those.
Oh, well done. Oh, I had about 10 people say they're sorry they could not make it tonight. They missed out. Let's see. Just keep stirring.
Malai, when I do mine, I do it with these. I do it with those.
Okay. What is that?
Can you read it?
Blah. Okay, P aubergine. Okay. P aubergine.
Aqua Puang. Aqua Puang.
ผักกวางบอกผักกวางตุ้ง So how's everyone doing with their sauce? They're happy with the sauce. How about the taste? Taste okay, perfect. Just check on the potatoes. Check on potato if potatoes cook. I just put like one potato. At this point, it doesn't take long to cook actually. If you want potato to get more, just leave it up, more simmer.
Maxine, do you live in Fox Corner?
No, I live just near Sainsbury's. Down the hill.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next hill.
Yeah.
But there aren't many pubs like the Fox around.
No, and unfortunately it's not opening on the 4th, but they hope to open shortly, they said. So we'll be back in there soon.
I will add a little bit
I
more
had a
fish
pint
sauce.
from the Cricketers yesterday evening. The bar at the Cricketers, out the back of the pub at the Cricketers on the green at Purbright, opened up.
Yeah, I was actually there this morning. That sounds bad, but we, a few of us did a walk. Juliet was with us actually, and we came through, I don't know if you know Phil Valentine, but we came through from his sort of farm through to the back of the Cricketers, and we had a coffee from the yurt, and the bar was there, and I'd seen the email to say that it had opened yesterday or whatever it was. Yeah.
What time did you guys start walking?
We went about, what was it, 10:45.
A 10:45.
Did you miss the rain?
You missed the rain.
Yeah, we did actually, until we got home, and I did bacon butties on the barbecue, and then it rained, but it wasn't too bad.
How far to walk? Like 5K? I saw the map.
We did 6.5 miles.
6.5 miles. Wow. How long it take you guys?
I don't know, a couple of hours. I took them through Brookwood Cemetery and gave them a historical tour. Told them everything I know, and I'll be testing them next week to see if they were listening.
Can I join sometime, please? I lived out here for a long time, but I didn't even know any history. I never go as far as...
You've never been to Brookwood Cemetery?
No.
You gotta go. It's cool.
Never been.
That's why we're all going to die quickly come the zombie apocalypse. Look, 250,000 people buried in Brookwood Cemetery.
I drove past. I drive past there all the time, but I never. Next time Juliet says you're gonna come and join me for walking, we're gonna walk along the canal from St. John Canal. Just go straight there. And then maybe Maxine gonna join us. She can give us a tour then.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. So, Sarah, how's your sauce? Good.
Oh.
At this point, it should be nearly done. I'm gonna reduce some more.
Sarah took the picture off at that point.
Sorry. There we go. Right. It's boiling a little bit, but of course the peas cooled it all down again. So it's a bit on the hot side, I have to say. So I never put the chili in because I decided there was enough.
Yeah, it's enough. If anyone want even one extra kick, they can have fresh chili, bunged it in there on top. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I had so much spicy. I need to calm down my spicy food. So that is just perfect now for me. So I think my one is it's like cooked with the potatoes, and you can see that it's absolutely very, very colorful and bubbling. And see, look at that, very colorful. And in this point, I'm going to add the Thai basil in there, because my
potatoes are cooked yet. I don't think they've hardly begun.
Yeah, you leave potatoes to be cooked. That's fine.
Yes.
It doesn't take long. I mean, don't cut it too big chunk because it takes long time to cook. So I just cut like a smaller chunk. So in this point, wait another 5 minutes. The fragrance with the Thai basils and on the other will really add up. And I could smell the whole house with the Thai green curry. Hopefully you're on the same. On my neighbors, Nixmith, every day they were saying, oh, I love those smells. Well, this is going to be some for my neighbors as well. I did promise my neighbors. I had my neighbors very lucky, you know, like when I bake some cake, they always get some from here. That's absolutely gorgeous. Very nice. Okay. Don't know why it's gone.
Malai, I've done a Thai orange curry because so last week I went to the Rumwong, you know, the supermarket, and I bought loads of stuff. And I didn't buy green Thai curry paste. I bought red. And so today I just popped to Sainsbury's to get the green. And last time I used the Sainsbury's own green curry paste, and it was pretty rubbish. So today I bought a different one, but again it was rubbish. It was more like a chutney. So I just threw in a spoonful of the red curry paste and mixed it in. So it's kind of orange. It tastes fantastic.
Oh yeah. There we go, Maxine on. You can do that. Sometimes I do that. I just like bung everything. Like Amanda, she's already got Thai green curry, so she's got the red curries as well. Supposed to cook today, Amanda, but she's a little bit hurting her wrist, so she cannot play too much tennis, Amanda.
No, it's gardening, I think, gardening.
Oh, gardening. Here we go. Everyone injured with the gardening.
Then I can't play tennis.
So it's very, very good. So my one at this point, my one seemed to cook perfectly. You can see that. I mean, like with chicken thigh, when it's cooked, you can see that it was really moist and absolutely perfect, stunning when it's cooked, when it absorbed with the coconut and all the other sauce. So very, very, very nice indeed. So let me quickly check potatoes. Lisa, how's your curry doing? Gonna check potatoes.
Yeah, it's doing good. It like yours, so that's a good start.
Fabulous, fabulous.
But my potatoes are still a bit undercooked, so I'm going to leave it longer.
Yeah, just put the lid on. Put the lid on quickly. I'm gonna taste my potatoes. See, I'm gonna use my rice noodle.
Yeah.
So the rice noodle just go very well because I get bored with rice sometimes, so I have the noodle. So I'm just gonna put that. I think I just need one.
We're going to have ours tomorrow night, and I'm going to.
Oh, nice.
Nice cat.
Oh, look at John's cat.
There. Oh, cutie.
Got white paws.
Is that a boy or girl? Is that boy or girl, John? John, the boy, what is his name?
We had what we thought were brother and sisters until the vet turned around and went, "Yeah, you want to think about the names again."
I know. I used to have identical twin cats. Love cats. Really, really good.
So Piccalilli became Pickle.
Pickle. Like it. Piccalilli. The boy called Piccalilli. Well,
it was originally until we found out that, you know, the vet turned around and said, "See these two things hanging between its legs?"
So now he become Pickle.
Pickle, yeah.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's brilliant. Juliet, how are you? I'm with Juliet. How's your curry? Good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I only did one coconut. I only had 1 tin of coconut, so I've used water. So it's not as thick and creamy.
That's fine.
I've put lots of chili in.
That's fine.
I had the same problem. I only had 1 tin and it is a bit thin.
Oh, okay. So I forgot to say, if you have 1 tin, maybe put less vegetables in. Never mind, just add some more water. So now you learn next time. Get a few cans in. Oh.
Because it can just stay on, can't it? I'm not eating it.
Yeah. And Melissa
Lisa's not eating hers apparently, so.
Yeah, that's right. So Lisa's gonna have her until tomorrow. Melissa, you okay?
Yeah.
How's your sauce?
The potatoes, they're nearly done.
Fabulous.
They're nearly done.
So if you try next time, maybe it's slightly smaller on potatoes if you want, and then just put potatoes while you fry them. While you fry the paste. Potatoes in there, because chicken doesn't take long to cook. Then you can add some coconut and it doesn't take long. And in my one, it's done. Voila! Voila!
Smells wonderful.
Coming over. Her bride's not far from St. John. I put in the box for you. So here we go. Look, I will. I'm going to put that over. I mean, with galanga, with the lemongrass, you just, when you serve, you can just put it by the side, or you can add it in there. So look at that. Look, my one. Smell gorgeous. I love that sweet basil. You can see that. My one is cooked now. I'm going to turn that off. It's still very warm.
Ours is cooked too. Time to eat.
So have you uncooked the rice? Rice or noodle?
Malai.
Or you could get like sort of, if they get microwave rice. I'm going to have a little test, okay? Because I'll take some little photos out. Very, very, very healthy. Very good. We're just gonna have a little. Very good.
I've got enough here to feed an army.
Well, you can put in the freezer. We aren't coming to Zara.
Well, I am putting some in the freezer for Mark.
Just going to have a little taste. I'm going to have a little taste with this with my noodle. 11 out of 10 for me. How about Melissa? Expect 10 out of 10?
Let me try my potatoes.
Yeah. Julia, 10 out of 10. I would not expect less from you. Lisa, how about yours? 10 out of 10?
Definitely 10 out of 10.
Oh. Maxine, yours?
The orange curry.
Orange curry.
I'll go for 9.5 because of the orange colour. So, but it tastes.
9.5. 9.5 is very good. Good score. And Mark, look like he enjoying himself.
I am. It's a bit thin. I should have used a bit more coconut milk. But it tastes really good. Tastes really good.
Excellent. Well, you know, this is the first attempt, and then the next time, you know, now you know how to cook and on that now. So, yeah. How about Sarah? I expect you to get 12 out of 10.
It's well, you can give me 12 out of 10. That's fine. It's very spicy. I only put two spoonfuls of that curry paste in, but it's very.
How many coconut cream you use?
2.
You use 2 coconut cream. Yes. And potatoes? How many potatoes?
One big one.
1 big potatoes, and you got all the vegetables, everything else. Yes. If it's too spicy, put a little bit pinch of sugar and add some more water in.
Yes, you've said that before now.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Sugar is help reduce the heat, the hot.
Okay.
If it's really
Thank
hot,
you.
It's reduced. And then
Mine
add
was
maybe
quite spicy when I did mine.
tiny, maybe sprinkle a little bit tiny. If it's not too salty already, sprinkle some salt. Salt also help with the heat. And if it's too hot, my one I use 2. I mean, like I probably 2.5. You see, like I have tried my with the noodle and
What noodles are you
using? Rice noodle. You know, it came in a pack.
Yeah, no.
I mean, we only live locally. Where do you live, Simon?
So we're in Epsom. I'm in Epsom.
You're in Epsom?
Yeah.
Epsom.
Not too far from Wimbledon.
No. Can you get like sort of Oriental supermarket around you?
There is. I think. Is there a big one? No, there is. Yeah, there's some kind of. There's Korean ones. I'm not sure there's Oriental.
Yeah, the Korean. Sometimes I go there. I know what you mean towards Kingston way on the left.
Lots, yeah.
That's very good, and it's really good values as well.
Yeah.
So you can get the rice and a lot cheaper than the Thai supermarket, I would say, as well. So that's good. So you can get like the rice noodles, everything there as well. And if people local in walking, I would recommend. Sarah just went yesterday. She's emailed me. It's Grey Supermarket on the same side at walking train station. You can get everything there. Brilliant. Like a noodle and on the paste, the sauce. So next week we're going to show Julia's request pad grapao. Yeah, with Thai sweet basil. To make sure that you have to get like soy sauce. I'll send over the ingredient. That's another like stir fry, really nice dish with rice. So yeah, here we go. Everything is successful. Look at this. Everyone's sure there. Have to make sure to put in the place and We can take some photo. Amanda? Photo, please. Amanda, do you have your dinner? Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, very good. So I want everybody to send photo of that dish. Okay. Yeah, just ping me your WhatsApp. I asked you to Cooking Time with Malai cooking demo group. So to next week, next Sunday, can everybody join?
Yeah.
Yeah, John, I want you to join. You watch today. Yes. Very good. And hopefully we get more. So I think everyone done. Now you just enjoy your food. And as I say, if anyone wants, Amanda, you can come over. I'll give you some dish. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, Malai. Thank you.
So,
Really enjoyed that.
so,
Thank you.
so
Nice
it's
to
very,
see you
very
guys.